Hey guys, wanted to bring you another NFL documentary video review on the 1995 Caught in the Draft expansion. So that's what it's called, Caught in the Draft 1995 edition expansion. So that was the year Jacksonville Jaguars and Carolina Panthers got the new teams in the NFL. They won the bids and everything, and they obliged to the NFL rules on how to get the team there. So what was interesting in that draft was the hoopla, and it was different because this year you had two expansion teams. So they had the college, and then they also had the NFL like expansion, like each team I think where they had to give up some players, like a supplemental draft, so these two teams could build up a lot faster than previous years. So that it's not like previous, like the Buccaneers, where they were pretty bad in that sense. So that was the difference on that one. So and that was the year that you had the what was it? You had the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers owning those draft picks that year. So what happened was that Carolina Panthers won the coin toss to be first over Jacksonville Jaguars, and they traded their pick to move back with Cincinnati, and they got also a second rounder on top of that, which worked out for them because Ki-Jana Carter didn't have that career that they were expecting, and Kerry Collins was a good, I guess, kind of helped out with that team and stuff like that. What also was interesting was the amount of players and busts in these. Steve McNair was good. Tony Baselli, he helped solidify the offensive line for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kevin Carter, obviously they met in the famous Super Bowl. Biggest one you could say, it's because there's a lot of busts when you look at Mike Mamula of the Philadelphia Eagles. People talk about that. That is a bust right there. Kyle Brady being picked over Warren Sapp, that is another bust. J.J. Stokes for the San Francisco 49ers, bust. Derek Alexander, a bust. And that's especially very telling at the time because Warren Sapp, because of the rumors, he fell in cocaine and all these drugs and all that. And Tony Dungy was the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. And the problem with that was that Warren Sapp is the type of player that you would think would fit perfectly with Tony Dungy's system. And what is ironic is that he was let go and went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and took over as the head coach, and that's the ironic thing. He wanted a player like Warren Sapp and ended up being with Warren Sapp in Tampa Bay. So it really worked out, and he got Derek Brooks. So those two players redefined the Tampa Bay as an expansion because people always said, man, these guys are horrible. But those two players, those two keystone players, turned the team around and helped them. So that's the ironic thing right there, if you think about it. And those two players, they got their Hall of Famers out of this draft. And then you had Curtis Martin as the third Hall of Famer out of this draft. So that's very notable in that sense that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ended up with two Hall of Fame players in that draft pick. So that I thought was interesting. What was also interesting was that Terrell Davis, 6th rounder, was in this draft. So, but they had a bunch of running backs before Curtis Martin and Terrell Davis that did not even end up being good running backs, or because of injuries or whatever ever happened. But there was a string with the Oakland Raiders, Napoleon Kaufman, New York Giants, Tyrone Wheatley, James Stewart with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Rashawn Salim, That was number 4. Also, what was interesting in this draft was that this is the draft that Cordell Stewart also came out of on this. So that was the other interesting thing. Like, where does he belong in? Because remember, he was a wide receiver, running back, or a quarterback that could do all three. So, other than that, let's see. Oh, in the second season, remember that the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Jacksonville Jaguars and Carolina Panthers in the second year made it to their playoffs. So for that, it was kind of interesting to see him that team to actually grow in rapid amount of time, and so that's something interesting to see. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting to have a fake report that was said and spread in the internet at the time, and internet at the time was very new and not known with everybody at the time. So for staff to drop it and the way it worked out, he was the poster child before Aaron Rodgers of dropping so far in the draft. So go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe if you want to learn more about the 1995 documentary. I think it's very good. It's something worth seeing if you want to see. I don't know if Mariota could be dropping, but I doubt it unless a team jumps up or something. But again, go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe. Thanks.